The two signature moments that got you in trouble, with all due respect, Governor, were the Gibson interview when he looked down at you with his nose on the glasses on the nose and said,
"Do you agree with the Bush doctrine?"
When I heard that, I went, "What Bush doctrine?"
Everybody said, "So did I."
In what respect, Charlie?
The Bush. Well, what do you interpret it to be?
His worldview?
No, the Bush doctrine, enunciated September 2002, before the Iraq War.
Do you think that Gibson did that to demean you, to make you look stupid?
Those are the gotcha techniques that some in the, what some people call mainstream, others call now the lamestream media, want to participate in a tactic like that.
But he's
it was
not
just
like
a gotcha.
that. Gibson's not like that.
Had he explained a little bit more the context of the question that he was asking, probably could have answered it.
Now that was a signature moment there, and it hurt Gibson because a lot of women said, "That's not fair." Katie Couric's a different story. Now, Katie Couric asked you an easy question, and you booted it, Governor.
I sure did.
What newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the
I've
world?
read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what one specifically? I'm curious that you...
all of them.
Why did you boot it? I mean, if somebody asks, "What do you read?" I say, "I read the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, Washington Post." I can reel them off in my sleep. You couldn't do it.
Well, of course I could. Of course I could.
Why didn't
It's
you?
ridiculous to suggest that, or to say that I couldn't tell people what I read, because by that point already, though it was relatively early in that multi-segmented interview with Katie Couric, it was quite obvious that it was going to be a bit of an annoying interview with a badgering of the questions. It seemed to me that she didn't know anything about Alaska, about my job as governor, about my accomplishments as a mayor or a governor, my record. And a question like that, though, yeah, I booted it, I screwed up, I should have been more patient and more gracious in my answer. It seemed to me that the question was more along the lines of, do you read? How do you stay in touch with the real world?
So that was your inexperience that led to that exchange with Couric. You were fed up, you were frustrated.
It was my inexperience in having to deal with a badgering, condescending line of questioning. It had no reflection at all on my inexperience in terms of administrative record or accomplishments.
No, it's just handling the media.
Vision for America. Yeah, and you know what? So what? So I wasn't.
It hurt you though.
So I wasn't doing the right thing to ingratiate myself with liberal media personalities to make them like me. So what? I think if most normal Americans were put in the same position that I was there, they'd probably look at her and have that proverbial eye roll and say, "Are you kidding me?
They knew,
are you suggesting that I don't read?"
That led, in my opinion, to the McCain people, Steve Schmidt and the other guys, saying, we can't trust her out there because she booted that. And that's where you lost credibility among them. I understand what you're saying, although Katie Couric, and I spoke to her a couple of days ago, says she wasn't out to get you. Clearly in your book, you feel that Katie Couric was out to get you.
I let the transcript speak for itself, and readers will decide for themselves if she had any kind of bias or non-objective mission there.
You think she was out to get you. It's different than Gibson.
I think that she was out to get, if you will, anyone who didn't believe in her perspective. It's not like she was going to get in there and be, I think, unbiased, objective, and fair.
Interesting.
But it is my bad. It is my mistake, and it was my inexperience in dealing with the media elite in my response, a very annoyed response to a very annoying question.
You're bad.
Well, it's my bad. My mistake.